The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has been stuck in a rut for the better part of a year, and the recent wave of casting changes doesn't instill much hope that producers are aware how bad things really are. One of the biggest frustrations with the show this season was the reliance on speculation about Kyle Richards' personal life to drum up interest, including whether she was in a relationship with Morgan Wade. Given that we endured a whole season of it, you'd think the reunion would have given us some much-needed answers about the situation. Instead, we got a random feud between Richards and Dory Kemsley that felt more like they were trying desperately to manufacture a storyline for them to secure comebacks for the next season. We know that producers wouldn't want to part with Richards, but you have to consider how much she's making on the show as an original star in relation to what she contributes nowadays. Kemsley legitimately offered nothing and somehow seems to be locked in for a comeback because the show wants us to believe she's at odds with Richards. Love her or hate her, Annemarie Wiley brought some of the pettiest drama the show sorely lacked for years. Was she obnoxious? Yes, there's no question about that. But producers also threw her under the bus by bringing her into the show mid-season, long after the cast dynamics had settled. So naturally, she came across as a tryhard as she tried to immerse herself in this group of women. You have to get the limelight somehow. Although it's hard to sympathize with many of her actions, Wiley had Sutton Strack and Crystal Kung Minkoff pressed pretty much off the bat. What would the season have offered without that petty drama, aside from Denise Richards' sloppy return and those questions about the only original star's life? Not very much is the only answer here. Whether her actions following the show sealed her fate, Wiley should have gotten a fair shot at being a cast member from the beginning of a season. She didn't feel like much of a full-time cast member because she was MIA for the first half. It's hard to even describe her as one and done because she was more like half a season and done. Minkoff didn't have as polarizing of reception as Wiley, but she didn't really clock in this season until she went up against Wiley, leading to questions about what she's doing to earn that coveted fee to retain her diamond. But at least Minkoff did clock in, unlike Kemsley, who stirred up drama and bailed on dinner parties before the attention turned to her. And Minkoff's time on the show may not be over for long, because she hinted that she could return in the future. Whether that's for a cameo, a friend, or a full-time housewife, we don't know. Now that we've lost two housewives, Denise Richards, Erika Jayne, Garcelle, and Sutton Strack are the likely ones to return. Kathy Hilton is also likely on her way back, despite sitting an entire season out, only to return for the reunion and whine that she wanted to go after Strack after the fashion designer's medical emergency. It's disconcerting that season 14 is already shaping up to be a disaster, but unfortunately, producers seem to be waiting to take the necessary action until the ratings falter. Bravo recently announced that the show was eclipsing 4 million viewers per episode, with multi-platform viewing factored in. As a result, very little will change. We never thought we'd say it, but Lisa Rinna's return doesn't sound like a bad idea because then we'd have some good drama. Let's not put that out to the universe because we'd probably regret that happening during her first episode back, because she'd be quick to say that the show needed her to succeed. Are there any ex-housewives you'd like to see back on the show? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on the Real Housewives franchise and even more reality TV news.